Priscilla is the latest film from writer and director Sofia Coppola, who also made Lost in Translation in 2003, On the Rocks in 2020, and many other films. Coppola wrote the film alongside with Sandra Harmon and Priscilla Presley herself. This is the true love story about when teenager Priscilla Beaulieu meets Elvis Presley, the man who's already a metaerotic rock and roll superstar, becomes someone entirely unexpected in private moments, a thrilling crush, an ally in loneliness, and a vulnerable best friend. I feel Priscilla is a captivating and unsettling experience from the entire perspective and focus of Priscilla Presley. It is also a very well made film on a technical and visual level, which I will be talking about first before digging into the deeper stuff. The production designs, locations, costumes, props, and hair and makeup all captured the 50s and 60s time periods very well on a great level of detail and makes you feel that you are actually in the film. It shows a lot of effort and accuracy from Coppola's directing and her vision, creating the world that Priscilla was brought up and lived in. Kaylee Spaney's lead performance as Priscilla Presley was excellent, and it is honestly the best of her career. She won Best Actress at last year's Venice Film Festival for this film, and she shows a lot of passion, innocence, courage, and eventually independence. Jacob Elordi as Elvis Presley was also excellent, and performed a lot of dedication in energy and charm for Elvis's personality, especially for the music scenes. Apparently the production could not get permission to use the original audio recordings of Elvis's music, so Elordi did what he did and actually sang. And in my opinion, he did a great job. I very much liked Priscilla and Elvis's chemistry. At the start, it is all of a sudden, as this film does not waste any time and get straight into how their relationship began. But as the film goes on, with time going by quickly, you do actually feel for their love, care, and indeed the sometimes difficult moments they both faced in the relationship and marriage. From the cinematography, it's a very nice looking film. The editing is neatly executed and helps to carry the audience through the film's timeline. As I mentioned, time does go by quickly in Priscilla, but not as quick as how Baz Luhrmann did and edited his Elvis film. Now, to discuss the deeper aspects, the entire tone, the story's presentation, and the themes about loneliness and manipulation of Priscilla are full of subtlety for how unsettled the film can be. It's sometimes unsettling for Priscilla's mind to live in that Graceland when she is given this massive, rich and powerful roof over her head and expecting that she has now everything she ever wanted. But then understandably and eventually she feels bored, lonely, controlled and isolated while Elvis is there or away working for quite a while and not knowing exactly when he will be back. I especially like the scenes when we just see Priscilla sitting and walking around Elvis's ginormous house, being inside the huge spaces and rooms and not knowing exactly what to do with herself. Then we see the certain amount of activities she can do for herself, but doesn't always bring her happiness. For example, going to study at a Catholic school that's out of her control and going shopping with Elvis. That can also be unsettling by Elvis's unpredictable attitude when he tells Priscilla how she should present herself in clothing, hair and makeup. From Elvis's minor perspective in this film is when he is under a lot of stress and pressure from his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, when it comes to the creative freedom and with his tours. If you know about Elvis's career, then you would know about the time when he was in Las Vegas and how much isolation and loneliness he felt for himself. With the difficult emotions he is feeling, he has unexpected moments of anger about his work not being perfect, even if Priscilla has a slight disagreement about one of his songs. With subtlety, I give credit to Coppola's visual directing about the show and not tell. In regards to Kaylee Spaney's and Jacob Elordi's performances that show more of their honest, serious, emotional expressions about how they are feeling unsettled and lonely individually or together, and it's less on the dialogue that can make it more obvious. My only issue with Priscilla was the pacing. While it manages its hardest in squeezing in a lot for a 1 hour and 53-minute film, and by the way, I do think some people will prefer this pace, I honestly felt that this film could have presented a much more steadier and slower pace when it comes to the serious tone and subject matter for a film like Priscilla. Still, I very much liked this film and I would recommend it. So Priscilla came out in UK cinemas back on New Year's Day, so it might not be long now until it leaves the cinemas. So if you're lucky, check this one out now in UK cinemas, but don't worry because it will be heading to stream sometime soon on Mubi. Based on my Letterboxd rating, I'm going to give Priscilla 4 stars out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and please let me know your thoughts about the film in the comments below. Appreciate the support as always. Until next time.